I think firstly I'd like to thank Mike and everybody from the Utility Analytics group for doing an excellent job bringing this gathering together. You've done a really world-class event, and we really appreciate it, especially working 6 to 10 hours to communicate with us while we're over in South Africa planning for the event. Also, thank you to Southern Company for having the initial conversations with us, and also for Louis Scott in particular for inviting us over and giving us the opportunity to take advantage of this great conference. Over the past few days, I've been blown away by the kind of conversations and the amount of intelligence that's been in the rooms and these peer-to-peer interactions. And I think it's exactly what the industry needs to really learn from each other's experiences and learn from the challenges that we're facing in the utility sector. It's exciting to think about the amazing potential for analytics to drive and change so many of the dimensions of the utility sector. And as well, I think we'll hear about from the other panelists today about the other sectors that are also being driven by the analytical achievements of their groups. Our experience at the utility space has mainly been with ESCOM in South Africa. So when we came over a few months ago, more or less on a fact-finding mission, we thought we were going to find the U.S. space of utilities light years ahead of where we were in South Africa. But surprisingly, it was very close to almost the same kind of challenges that we were facing when we started implementing solutions with ESCOM about 12 years ago when we started working with them. So, like ESCOM and many other companies and governments across the world, I think when there's new technology out there, the executives really go full in and they want to jump on it. When we got to ESCOM, they were had a bunch of what we call technology Rolls Royces. So you had one technology that was utilizing part of the engine, another one had their air condition working, and then the others were just being left in the garage. So on Sunday they could bring them out and really show them off to the neighbors, and they put them back away for the rest of the week. But being a technology agnostic company, we really, we love technology, so we found all these different technologies and really tried to find a way of getting them to work with each other and seamlessly integrate into a whole system that allows the company to not only take advantage of the investments that they put into this technology, but then also to seamlessly integrate it into with new technologies as they need to add them and come up to date with their new systems. So I can't say that we've come up with a cure for the desire for the executives to want those Rolls Royces, but now I think we at least got them into a new working relationship where they, drag race to work every day and get reports in on time. So I think that's a good achievement that we've been able to do. About 7 years ago, we initiated ESCOM's Analytics Center of Excellence, and now it drives the workflow and many of the company's top executive decisions. But many of the analytics champions and lobbyists with their organizations that are here today, we didn't convince ESCOM to do this overnight. It took a lot of lobbying and hard work in explaining why analytics is so important to the executive that really got them to agree and move forward to creating the Center of Excellence. In one of yesterday's breakaway sessions, right after we did our kind of breakaway, there was a discussion of how do you get the executives at these companies, also, even the managers to start agreeing that analytics is important, or to start a center of excellence within their companies. This was also a challenge that we faced when we were at ESCOM, and one of our first projects was developing a workflow, which basically just was to comply with the regulator NERSA on making sure that the connections were done on time. At the time when we got there, they were only 40% compliant. But over the first 12 months, we brought them up to 80%. Now we're sitting at about 95%. So that is, I think, a big breakthrough what we were able to achieve. But at the same time, if you look at what that means for a company's bottom line, I mean, every day that our new customers connected to the grid, that's another day of revenue for the company. So if you can go to your executive at the company and try to get one to explain why a few $1 billion of extra revenue doesn't make sense to the company, then either you probably married his daughter and he hates anything that comes out of your mouth, or you probably need to start sending your resume over to this other company are due because they, I think, understand the need for it. They'll probably be acquiring that company anyway in a short amount of time. So, now if you can, throughout the week though, I've heard a lot of also conversations, especially from Southern companies, speaking about customer satisfaction. And I think that's it's a very touchy place. I didn't know, from my own perspective how, important it was, but I did relate to Kim Green's, brief speech about how the whole family came over, kids and, even their kids' friends and extended family, and everybody could eat whatever they wanted from the store. And then, until the end of the month, and then the parents got the bill, and, it's shocking. They get this giant bill at the end of the month, and similarly in South Africa, we had almost the exact same scenario happen. There's a whole trend that was basically, as they connected new people to the grid, they didn't understand the whole bill paying system, and so a whole new market emerged where, you could get unlimited electricity from Eskom without them even knowing, and, a whole new electrical entrepreneurship started where you just do one illegal connection fee, and you get unlimited electricity forever. So we had to find a new way around that for the company, so we did a whole customer characterization program that looked at this customer and how do we get these people to start paying on time, and looking at the system that was there and said, we implemented a prepaid electricity program where you just basically pay a few dollars into a program, you get a voucher, you enter it inside your home, and you have power. Cut off a few minutes later, put in a few little numbers. It's just like adding airtime if you have prepaid airtime. And doing that, America's a bit far behind on those kinds of things, but if you look at all the different elements that are geared around the reconnection time, how much revenue do you lose on a daily basis if it takes you 3 weeks to reconnect a customer? And how much manpower do you use to answer all those call centers? And then to also go off and turn off the electricity. And then you also become the evil utility who cut off the power, not the customer who didn't pay the bill for 6 months. So you have all those elements that you can then become just completely non-factors with that situation. So I think understanding your customer segmentation and developing solutions that match their requirements is an important exercise to undertake if you're a utility. So I think, furthermore, from setting up Eskom Center of Excellence to developing their BI and workflow solutions spread across the company's operations, our common sense methodology continues to deliver quick wins and also measurable results. Having worked with Eskom to develop solutions in almost every segment across their whole company's operation, we gained a well-rounded knowledge and experience in what the utilities are facing as far as the challenges of today. And then we've also been able to apply these experiences to develop solutions for our customers and to even fuel our own group's expansion into some of the other spaces that we're now doing, which is also energy manufacturing, agriculture, and then some of the finance. Technology is very important, but it requires the right methodology. To define a clear roadmap on how it can enable us to benefit from its full potential. The common sense business approach allows us to define trends across the company's business operations and give a real-time snapshot of the organization's overall performance. Being able to capture the analytics accurately, predict future trends, and make necessary business and structural improvements allows our clients to prepare and also mitigate future challenges. Analytics is driving the world we live in today, from the morning weather projections that make the breaking news to the car manufacturers deciding to do another recall, all are driven by analytics. Data transformed into information becomes knowledge and eventually intelligence, and that's the power that drives our economy today. And if you want to have a chance at competing in today's world, whether you're a utility company or a politician, you better get your analytics right, otherwise you don't have much of a chance. But enough about our analytical adventures at Dake. I think it's time to switch the focus over to the panel that we have. But before I start, we have a 16-hour flight over on Delta, so we did a little case study for them just by ourselves, and we actually talked to every single person that was on the flight. We found out that Chick-fil-A would have done much better than the curry dish that we were given on the way over. So, also, AT&T's, the whole 4G network could have helped us get on Facebook. Some of the other things were very exciting, to definitely stay on another 16 hours. Anyway, I'll pass it back over to Mike. Thank you very much.